welcome back, LAK Sports, and joining me as always is Hudson Adair. Hudson will be fighting at PFC 21 on February 28th. There is no opponent, but he will be fighting at 170. That is confirmed. So, Hudson, it's always a pleasure to have you on here. Welcome back, and how are things?
Good, good. It's good to be back. Thanks, Luke. Always a pleasure having an interview with you.
Hey, no worries. So yeah, like I said, welcome back. How was Christmas and how was the holidays?
Holidays were good. It was a good time. Got to spend some time with family and work on some stuff and do some stuff for the gym, which was nice. Got to help out some families over the holidays.
Excellent, excellent. Now, this obviously you've been given a date, I guess I should say. I don't want to say opponent because no opponent
Yeah.
yet, but you have given a date. You know what weight it's going to be at. So, what was Christmas like? Were you able to eat much, or I know it's we're talking about February 28th here, so.
Yeah, well, over the holidays, yeah, I was able to still enjoy a bit and indulge, but as soon as that time was over, it was back to the gym, back on the cut, and getting ready for February 28th because we got some good fights happening.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta ask, in your amateur career so far, do you have someone that you kind of look to help you with the dieting? Do you have some kind of nutritionist that helps you, or is it just all been self-taught?
A lot of it's been self-taught. I mean, it's
Hmm.
been nice, especially like going through the ranks and meeting other people to be able to not only like pass off recipes, but having access to personal chefs and dietitians just coming up, or people that train in the gym or alongside or cross train with. It's convenient to have that because in their spare time they're more than willing to help a little person out like me to get a little diet plan, which makes things easier too.
Hmm. For sure. And let's talk training camp quick. Originally, you were with Ghost House, and you're not with them anymore. I talked with you before about that. So, whereabouts are you now? Do you have a station somewhere? Like,
Yeah, I'm generally training at a purebred fight club right now,
yeah,
which has been nice, especially since they got some new mats and stuff. That gym's kind of evolved a bit, which has
yeah.
been helpful, and they do have some good classes along with being able to cross train with other gyms like Meta and Butcher Shop is nice too, but mainly out of there with some good striking, and they have a nice black belt station there which can teach some pretty good stuff.
And I am asking you to do a little bit of a shout out for them. So, if people didn't know where it is, where can people find this gym?
It's on Maxwell Street, and it's right there. Its logo's right on the side of the building. It's hard to miss, especially in the summertime with us all around the gym, outside, working outside, inside.
Yeah, for sure. Now, what's the change of camp process kind of look like? You know, you left one gym. I don't know if there was a period of time that you were kind of looking for your calling. How did this process happen, and how did you get to this gym here?
Oh, a little bit of convenience, and then a lot
Hmm.
of knowing some of the people there, and just kind of that relationship growing, and then kind of finding that we had a little bit of the same ideals and wanting to progress not only the amateur MMA, but a lot more aspects in the arsenal.
For sure. Now, I always like to say that the Canadian MMA is so tight knit, which it is, but I mean, given how small Sarnia is compared to maybe other bigger cities like London or Niagara Falls or Toronto, so on and so on, it is small. Is that what made it so easier? Just because I mean, everybody kind of just knows everyone. So if you're fighting someone at another camp in Sarnia, you kind of already know who they are and what they're all about.
Yeah, but that's what's been nice. I mean, even
Hmm.
with our edge of the region, to be able to get training with other gyms like MTC or ATC, like Adrenaline, and
Yeah.
those guys, and then still being able to go against them sometimes, within and being able to set those boundaries, but also help each other out. That's a part of,
Yeah.
the fight game is being able to have a relationship, but also when it comes time to being in the cage, set those things aside to put the work on.
For sure. Now you're coming fresh off a win in November, and now you're back at it February 28th. Is this kind of the pace that you kind of wanted? Was this the time frame that you were looking at?
Yeah, yeah. Now things are starting to line up a little better,
Hmm.
and I think this is going to be a better shot now that health's back on track, and just got to keep the diet and the work on track. And I think this is going to be a recipe for success all the way.
Yeah, for sure. When you talk about the health, obviously you work on the side. What kind of things do you think about when I don't exactly know whereabouts you work, but like, and what kind of load you do, whether it's mental, physical. But is there things that you kind of take into place when you know you got to keep yourself healthy outside of training camp?
Yeah, I mean, like along with the work, it's hard being, doing physical labor as
Hmm.
well as the mental stress of kind of that because you're balancing your energy to try and, be able to earn your living as well as going and training, all that extra work you have to put on, and then maybe on a more restrictive diet. It's a lot to balance. So, the things like the sponsors and, having people that you either work with or train with to help you kind of along really, really makes it a little easier because it's just a lot on a person, right? It's heavy mentally as a fighter. So you have to really
Hmm.
stay headstrong and keep level. Yeah.
For sure. So you're going for the 3-1. What's been the main focus of development that you want to show in this upcoming fight, and what you want to do in front of the fans?
Well, I kind of want to show off that lock in. I've been real, really late in, a late fuse. I want to really show that I can spark it up and keep the energy. And it's time to start putting on some better performances and more highlight shows.
Yeah, like I mean, you've had like almost pretty much 100% finish rate. Is this something that maybe you like to put on a different kind of pace? Maybe like just a all round 3-round dominant performance, and showing that dominance that you can put on for 3 rounds straight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That or put the pressure on so hard that they go out early. It's always nice to get a knockout or a TKO or the quick finish, but dominant performances showing who is better, the better fighter, the better athlete. It is it is a goal.
Well, now working with the different coaches and kind of a different look at your training, what's some of the biggest takeaways that you've taken from that gym, and something that you've been able to apply to the way you spar, the way you roll, the way your technique? Is there something different that you've kind of worked on that, yeah, you do want to bring it into your future upcoming fights?
Well, yeah, just the different training style and then also, the different
Hmm.
partners, not getting caught up in the same routines, having a variety in the arsenal, not always getting caught in the same transitions or the same
Hmm.
stylistic kind of narrow path to be able to diversify is key. This is mixed martial arts. This isn't a straightforward, wrestling or boxing. You have to really have a mixed arsenal and be able to show that.
Yeah, for sure. You've had a few fights, and now and like I said, I mean, you're going for your fourth amateur fight. Are you the whole like reward myself guy after a win, or are you just straight back to the training?
I mean, you got to get back to it pretty quick if you want to
Yeah.
turn around, but when it's a win, you do want to celebrate a little.
Hmm.
So I do enjoy getting something or having a goal, food or activity to do after that. Hey, that's what I want to do after my fight or after I get a win to enjoy and reward myself for the hard work and the grueling
Hmm.
agony I put myself through for however long.
Yeah, and I mean, given I think you have the time to do it after the fight. I mean, you're just maybe just over an hour away from your home there. It is it kind of nice knowing that you have options to fight at different organizations that are so close to your home base.
Yeah, that's what's really good about this region. I mean, you get a lot of fight opportunities that generally aren't too far away. It just can be a little more difficult to go to the other edge of the province if you have to. but it is pretty convenient, especially with now all these sanctioned events and people being able to pull them up at the local regional gyms, whether it be, in London or in Windsor, here in Sarnia, or closer to the GTA. Those guys have a plethora of options, but it's nice that we have some here because it gives a lot more fighters opportunity to get the work in and quick turnarounds with more events.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you're clearly working on your amateur career, but the pro scene, I'm sure, is on the horizon for you. Is it kind of also reassuring knowing that there's a lot of great opportunities for you when you do go pro, given that you're amateur, but going pro, you got like you got Unified MMA, and you got them in Toronto. I know they do a lot of Toronto shows. Obviously you got BTC that do pro shows in London, and I mean, obviously you did the one in Sarnia. I mean,
Yeah.
given that they've done all those things, is that kind of reassuring that you have something that can kind of help you build a couple of those first couple fights?
Yeah, well, that's another thing. It's been really
Yeah.
helpful for a lot of these bigger promotions to be able to do the amateur events now that
Hmm.
it's sanctioned because it kind of gives almost a clear pathway as you grow that, even whether it be, sorry, PFC or BTC or
Yeah.
Unified, that you can grow through these guys through amateur to pro.
Yeah, I think that's really neat, just as a spectator here, but I think that's really neat that they're able to, obviously I know you're going for PFC here, but when you were fighting under BTC, that was really neat that they do the pro and amateur shows to kind of give a taste for the amateurs to know what their promotion's about. It's almost like a internship. I look at internship in a way, you go in the job, you get to know a little bit what's what, or just a job fair. You kind of get to see what the promotion's all about. So when you do go pro, you kind of know, hey, this is an organization I've dealt with. You kind of know what to expect. So I think that's really neat that a lot of these promotions, PFC, BTC, and even Unified, they've really done a great job with this region, and I think it's really good for guys like yourself. Going back, I just want to kind of end this off kind of fun. Um, do you have like at work? Do you have those coworkers? Like, do you have those coworkers that have opinions about what you do? And what's the wildest opinion that you've heard?
Yeah, there's definitely, whether it be at work or family, friends, anybody that hears that you're interested in a sport like this, they always have similar things to say. You hear the same old things. So you're gonna get head damage, you're gonna get CTE, you're gonna be brain dead. Oh, do you think the diet's hard? That's not good. You should be doing this, the keto, the this. It's always very unwanted opinions that come
Yeah.
because generally it's not useful information unless somebody actually knows what they're talking about, and then you might perk up and listen.
Yeah. Well, and that kind of brings me to the next thing. I mean, I think you've kind of just nailed every check. I think you've checked off everything. But what's probably the most annoying thing that someone said to you about MMA? Is that everything you brought up, or is there something specific that you heard and you're just like,
No, it's definitely always the guys that say that stuff's never going to work on me. I see red, or I bench 260, 350, man. You're never going to even push me down. I'm huge. It's the same type of egotistical stuff
hmm.
that unless somebody actually knows that the dominant power of a strong martial artist, that they just can't comprehend.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Now, I guess when you look at other fighters, you look at some of those fighters in the bigger organizations, they have a particular set of skills. If you could steal one skill from any fighter, what would it be?
Oh man, it's a hard one because you could see those things online where you build yourself a perfect fighter, whoever's strengths. It's a real hard one because it's a diverse sport and there's a lot of good strengths. But hmm, that's so tough. I think there's just too many to pick from. Like, how could you just have one thing? That's the diversification of a fighter, right? Is having
Yeah.
multiple aspects. Yeah. I don't know. I think maybe to eventually be as well versed as someone like DJ, like Demetrius Johnson,
All right.
having just that much dominance overall, that much understanding of my capability and physical comprehension that I could just do it with anybody or do any sport, anything.
No, fair enough. Fair enough. All right. I know I kind of give you a hard one there. Just a few more. I know that you've always been a respectful guy, but is there anything you want to say to your future opponent, or to when your opponent is announced? Is there anything that you want to say to your opponent, or do you want to just keep it respectful and keep PG?
I just kind of is how it is, you know. I mean, unless somebody's really gonna spark it up, I don't really have animosity too much with anybody. It's gonna be when we go in there, it's the business. You know, people
Hmm.
train hard in different ways. They mentally psych themselves up different ways. It's just gonna be a fight in there, right? Like either way, it's gonna be a brawl. It's gonna be an explosive match no matter what. That's what I'm excited for. I'm excited to get back in there and let loose a little bit.
Excellent. And last question, are you more nervous for interviews or before the fight happens or the walkout to the cage?
I'd say it's probably a mix of like the walkout, you know, like that's the whole bit. You're feeling it, you're finally in there, and that's the time really where you feel that lock in, where you kind of close off and as you narrow into the cage where, all right, this is it. It's time to go down.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, well, I gotta say, I'm nervous every time for interviews, so I guess we got that for sure. But anyway, Hudson, enough of me. Back to you here. I appreciate you taking the time, man. It's always a
Yeah.
pleasure having you on here, and it's always good to chat with someone from my area. It's always great. Always a pleasure to chat with you. So, Hudson, obviously you don't have an opponent, but whoever it is, good luck with your fight on February 28th at PFC 21. The best of luck to you, and we'll hopefully talk to you again soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Got some sponsors here too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm thankful for the sponsors this time around with CSD, Security Systems and Data Wiring, Family Flower again, and Hidden Haze Vapes, along with Altex, a new sponsor that's local, and they've been really helpful towards a lot of the guys in the camp this time around. So
Perfect.
thanks
Perfect.
again, Luke.